Multiple WWE stars were injured in the War Games. Plus, an AEW star could be getting pulled from the Continental Classic. And we have an update on Matt Riddle and TNA. It's all in the Cultaholic Wrestling News right now. War Games has been and gone. It was a good time.
War Games was a good time, Tom. But what happened in the War Games that made it not a good time for some certain wrestlers?
Not a good time if you are named Jimmy Uso and Bronson Reed. We'll get to Bronson Reed in just a moment, but Jimmy Uso, not long back from a lengthy time away himself, suffered a broken toe during the War Games match. It looks like it was that frog splash from top of the War Games that did it.
Yeah, his big bloody toe went straight in Matt, didn't it? I don't know why I've come from Yorkshire now, but that's what's happening right now. Yes, so big bloody impact for his big toe, and it's broken.
It is indeed. No word yet on how long we're going to have Jimmy Uso out of action till. A few people already suggesting that this might be how WWE introduced Lance Anoa'i as somebody that might replace Jimmy Uso in this bloodline war.
As a chiropodist.
yeah.
The doctor will see you now. Oh, I broke your toe.
Here's my new character, Dr. Toe. That might be what they do. Also injured in the same match was Bronson Reed, and he took one of the more memorable bumps of the night, didn't he?
One of the most well-timed spots in the history of mainstream wrestling, I would argue. Remember Kevin Owens and Shane McMahon with Sami Zayn back in the day with a yoink of the announce table when Shane was coming down like a dove from above, but a sweatier version. But this time we saw CM Punk pulling Roman Reigns off the table that Bronson Reed went through off the top of the cage. And it's undisclosed what the injury is, but he was like, oh, the bloody memories are worth it. Oh, yes.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be some injury to one or both of his ankles. Now, you can slow the video footage down and zoom in, and you can see as Bronson Reed hits the ground, that ankle just completely gives way. God bless him. Not a nice way to be at all. It looks as if he could. Now, it could be a few weeks out of action pending further inspection. That's what Triple H said during the press conference afterwards. At this stage, we don't know. But like you say, Bronson Reed made that comment online saying injuries are temporary, moments are forever.
They are.
Yeah, and he was. I thought he was great in that match. I thought both War Games matches were really good fun to watch.
Yeah, thank goodness for Io Sky. That's all I'm saying.
Thank goodness for Io Sky. We had an Intercontinental title match at Survivor Series last night as well. Sheamus, Ludwig Kaiser, and Braun Breaker. And Sheamus took a right shellacking with a shillelagh. Look at the state of him today.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ludwig Kaiser was taking no prizes with that shillelagh.
Oh.
Yeah, Sheamus looking like Pep Guardiola's forehead after a comeback draw from Feyenoord in the Champions League.
Now,
that's a reference no Americans will understand.
That is a heck of a what a reference, though. Yeah, he took quite a shoe-in during that match, and he's wearing the scars of it. No known injuries to Sheamus, despite how brutal that looks.
But you can tell that Sheamus is of the old school where he'd be like, when we get out there, don't hold back.
Yeah.
Get me good and proper.
That's exactly. And what if he wanted some chocolate at the same time?
I don't know what he'd say. All I know is Irish chocolate is a wonderful delicacy.
There it is, my friends. So Survivor Series been and gone, and you had live reactions with Adam and Andrew, and a punishment was handed out. We're getting a human piñata on the Patreon.
Do we all get to participate?
Oh, I do hope so.
Who lost?
Well, you have to watch it back
Please
and
let
find
it be
out.
Adam. I don't know what happened.
Watch right now the closing moments to see just how horribly that went down. If you are a Patreon, patreon.com/Cultaholic, not only are we currently signing a whole bunch of Patreon packs for our wonderful patrons, that's what all these are all about. Look at this. Notebooks, you get loads of other good stuff in there as well when you sign up. But then you get exclusive videos on our Patreon, including the punishment videos, which are back and better than ever, and WTF moments from Survivor Series.
Yes, later on today that one will be live, and then the full gear WTF moments will be live tomorrow, December the 3rd. Because it's the second today.
It is the second today. That's patreon.com/Cultaholic. Now over to AEW, where we could see potentially somebody getting pulled from the Continental Classic.
My goodness me, if it wasn't a double whammy enough, Juice Robinson obviously getting beaten by Will Ospreay, but now Fightful Select are reporting that Juice Robinson picked up an injury during his match with Will on Collision, and it was seen during the WrestleCade weekend sporting crutches.
Oh, this is a worry, isn't it? This is a worry. He's not long been back from a lengthy time away, and it'd be devastating if he suddenly is now removed from it. There was a lot of people that speculated that there would be somebody that would be pulled from the Continental Classic to make room for the potential debut of Speedball Mike Bailey.
Oh, yes.
So whether or not this is a case of it would actually land itself quite nicely and give Speedball an in, if that's what we're going to do, that might be what it happens. But I'd be gutted if Juice is injured because barely back.
Yeah.
You
He's
know?
gone for so long as well. And he is always the highlight of the Bang Bang Gang for me.
He was always the highlight.
He's
of
the
Bang
glue
Bang
that
Gang.
he not only sniffs, but he's the glue that holds the faction together.
We'll keep an eye on that one for you at cultaholic.com. And also over the weekend, another replacement in a wrestling angle took place. We had TNA Turning Point that took place at WrestleCade itself, which is why it looked a bit unusual. It didn't have that sort of TNA-esque sparkle that these big shows normally have. That's because it took place as part of WrestleCade, so it was kind of in a convention hall, essentially. But it was a really fun show, but it saw Trey Miguel unable to make the event and replaced with the shock debut of Matt Riddle.
What are your thoughts on Matt Riddle rocking up there, Tom?
I mean, it's a surprise. I don't know whether... I mean, I thought for a while that Matt Riddle might be a decent fit in somewhere like TNA, but I mean, I don't... Not bothered about it, I'll be honest. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. It's only my opinion, though. It don't really matter. But Matt Riddle made a surprise appearance at TNA Turning Point on Friday, and Fightful Select gave us some update on how this came together.
Yeah, they're saying TNA got word that afternoon that Trey Miguel had a travel situation and that he would need to be replaced. We're told that Riddle found out not long before the show that the possibility was a reality and ended up working the event. TNA sources we spoke to said that while the situation wasn't ideal, they weren't too stressed considering they were at a convention where there were 100 or so possible replacements. God, who else was in the running?
Well, there was, pretty much it. Well, this is why you always bring your gear as a wrestler, not that, you know what I'm saying.
The Fightful Select report continues. People we spoke to in TNA said they were happy about the live reception to Riddle, but wouldn't commit to using him again in the future.
And that's quite telling, in the sense that they just gone, this was probably a one-off.
Well, that's the thing with Riddle.
Desperation.
That's the thing with Riddle. Like, he had the keys to the kingdom, so to speak, with his run in WWE, but then it's all the extracurricular stuff in his personal life that sort of gets in the way of the professional life.
That's kind of what puts a lot of people off with him is that situation. It was also, you know, we talked about it as well in the video on Saturday that Bradshaw turned up again, John Layfield turned up again and exerted his authority during that show. I'm still fascinated to know where we're going with John Layfield, TNA Hitman for Hire.
I just reckon he's scouting for that new program they've got going in the WWE, I reckon.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
He's part of the WWE ID program.
Feet on the ground, eyes on the ground, whatever the saying is. He's
Elbow
looking
in
at new
the
talent,
face. Yeah, that's instead of getting an ID contract, you basically get a clothesline from hell.
It's like a Hollywood handshake is a clothesline from hell. There's a contract in the forearm somewhere.
The Layfield Lariat for not making a soggy bottom in the Great British Bake Off. The Cultaholic Shop Black Friday sale. We've still got a bit of time on that bad boy. 50% off some lines right now. Get yourself for what exactly your aunties and uncles and nieces and nephews want for Christmas, and that's some Cultaholic merch.
Yes.
That's what they want. Cultaholicshop.com. Last chance to be involved in the Black Friday sale. And for the very latest wrestling news at any time, you can check out cultaholic.com. Stay safe. Love you. Bye.